Rob and Slim Show.
Kiss my dick.
Rob and Slim Show.
Hey guys, it's Dooner from Snackmasters. What's up?
Dooner
What is up, man?
Snackmasters Inc. I gotta get this out of the way before we go any further. Have you ever thought of changing your name legally to Snackmasterson?
Oh, not yet, but now that you've planted that seed, maybe it'll get fertilized and watered.
I don't know why every time I've seen our show, prep for the last few days, I just keep thinking, we're going to be talking to Snack Masterson. I think it would be the way to go. It would be the way to go.
What would you go for short? Just Snack?
Snack Masterson. That's...
You got to go full. You got to get the full thing.
Yeah, no, nobody refers to you as any other way.
Yeah, I have a nephew. His name is, if you call him Nate, the mother gets really upset. You got to call him Nathaniel. So I guess I'd have to pull that same thing with Snack Masterson.
Yes.
I'd have to be forceful with it.
Yes, you would be. How long have you been doing the show? Because I love it. I just recently got turned on to it.
We just started it, now it was right around Halloween. So I think right around mid-October, but then, because we recorded 5 shows in advance, and then we uploaded them all right in the beginning of November. So it was on SoundCloud for a little bit, and then we put it up there.
Cool. And who's your co-host? How did you connect with him? MSG.
Yeah, funny story behind that. I kind of have ADD, so I do this other show called the Shipping Pod, and it's a logistics podcast. It takes a lot of prep and a lot of work, so I wanted to do another podcast that was a little bit easier to throw out. And one day I was doing the dishes, listening to Starfuckers Incorporated by Nine Inch Nails, and then I just started in my head. My kid asked for a snack, so I started singing Snack Masters Incorporated in my head, and that was actually originally going to be the theme. But then I was in Toys R Us. I saw the board game Crossfire, and then Crossfire, the 90s commercial, that popped in my head, and that ended up becoming the theme with Snackmasters.
Crossfire!
Is that what your theme is off? Because I love the theme. The theme is great. The theme song is great.
So I mean, this stuff all came together within 24 hours. And one of my buddies, I'd never talked to him on the phone. I'd never even heard his voice, but we were just Twitter friends, and I mentioned the idea, and he just said, I'll start recording with you. I wanted to get going, so he's over in Idaho. I've never met the dude. I've been friends with him online for 5 years.
I know you guys aren't in the same location, so I just didn't know if he was a friend that you had from childhood, maybe that moved somewhere or what. That is super cool. Super cool.
Oh yeah, I'd be so sad. Daryl, you ever see that movie with the robot from the 80s?
No.
Oh, the government. In the 80s movies, always 80s kids movies, it teaches you to distrust the government.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to come to take your alien or your robot friend.
Or your
robot friend.
Yes.
The kid was he just crying when his robot got taken away, and that always makes me think of a friend moving away from town. So I don't know, maybe MSG, maybe he was my robot.
I never saw the end of Alf, but I read about it, and that's what happens at the end of Alf, right? He just gets captured. He just gets captured by the government, and then it ends.
No, I didn't know Alf had a definite ending.
Well, then they do a movie that apparently really sucked, but
really?
The series ended with the government catching him. It was the end of it.
That's on Amazon Prime now, and I tried to, I put it on to give it a watch, and my son, he's 3 years old. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
And I showed him Alf, and he loves our cat, so he was scared to death of Alf because of what you just mentioned, him trying to eat the cat.
That's all he tried to do was eat the cat.
Yeah, so I never got to the ending. I never even got 10 minutes into the pilot because of that. I remember watching it as a kid, but I think you mentioned, I think everyone bailed after season 1 because it's kind of a dumb idea. Yeah. I don't think anyone saw the actual ending.
Except for Willie Tanner, he was doing crack with hobos. He was a good egg, that guy.
No, you're right though. On Prime, there's 4 seasons of this show.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I'm trying just for you, Dooner. I was at a convenience store earlier, and I got the mozzarella and marinara ruffles, and they kind of suck.
Really?
They kind of suck.
Yeah, I'm with you. I had those. I haven't done them on a show, but on Instagram, I did a mini review. I picked those up. I was expecting, I don't know, with Ruffles though. Ruffles is kind of, the really mass market chips. They don't go too crazy with.
Yeah,
they all just taste the same.
I was expecting more flavor. There's not enough. And I was thinking of years ago. I don't know if they still are out. They had Fridays. TGI Fridays had their own mozzarella sticks, like puffs, that were pretty decent. And these don't come close.
Those are still out there, but you got to go to the dollar store.
Really? Okay. I was going to ask, too, do you remember there's some snacks, like, I don't know if they're out anymore, but Keebler had a chip called Pizzerias that were like Doritos, but like pizza flavor. They were really good.
Yeah, they were in a box, right? But they were chips, and I guess they were supposed to be pizza dough, but they're probably just wheat with pizza seasoning on them.
Maybe like a pita, kind of remind me of like a pita chip. Yeah.
It was back in the 80s, like the kind of dark ages of snacking where it was just starting the advent of new flavors. You know, we got like Cool Ranch and salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
And, you know, people started to spread out. Now they've gone crazy with the flavors.
Oh.
You know, they got just about anything you'd want. But you know, in the 80s, you had like Ritz. You know, you could have a Triscuit.
Yes. You can have a Triscuit.
I love the onion garlic Triscuits.
Oh, yeah. I've never tried those.
They go on heavy with the garlic flavoring. It's so fucking good.
I tried, I think, a Parmesan something Triscuit. That was just terrible.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Like, it was kind of recent. It was like, wow, yeah, you guys are missing it.
The garlic ones were the only ones I could do.
Yeah?
Only ones I could do.
I like the original Triscuit, even though it tore the roof of your mouth up. I love an original Triscuit.
All they really are is just like shredded wheat.
Yeah. The only... You could
I was gonna say, it's basically like shredded wheat cereal, right? Like as a cracker
with salt on it. It's like...
Yeah, but if you melted some cheese in the microwave, like some Munster cheese, and dipped them in barbecue sauce, they were incredible. They were incredible that way.
What are some of the grossest snacks you guys have made when you've, I don't know, like been under the influence at midnight? I've made some things in my fridge.
Or just doing a bit for our show.
Oh, we've done some gross things on the show, Dooner. We've done, what were the pizzas? Because there was a commercial, I forget what it was for. It was for Papa John's, but I thought they said ethnic needs pizzas.
Ethnic needs
so
pizzas.
I made a pizza... That was
What was watermelon?
There was watermelon and pork rinds, and there was also one with like egg roll insides, and there was one with
where you just the one that was actually really good is we just opened up a burrito and like dumped the innards of a burrito onto a pizza.
Burrito guts on a slice of pizza was pretty amazing. That one was good, but the others weren't good.
Then I just got really smoked up one night and ate all the burritos.
And yes. But I don't know. Probably I'm trying to think of the worst concoction I've come up with. I don't know, because they're always good when you're fucked up.
The sauce, man. That one sauce.
I was hanging out with a girl once who I made ramen noodle for her.
Ramen
and she was like, "Oh, you gotta like add stuff to this," and she's opened up my refrigerator and like grabbed like hot sauce and dumped that into that, like some soy sauce.
My
and
friend
like
Eric used to add
just like everything. It was like every fucking
tuna
thing.
Fish.
Yeah, it was just the weirdest shit. I'm like, and then she put it in like a Ziploc baggie and was like, "I'm gonna eat this later."
I'm taking this to work. Ooh.
You know, it's good if you want to keep leftovers of this thing and actually present it to other people in public the next day, especially your peer group and your coworkers.
What I was going to ask you guys, what you've tried on the show that has been the most disappointing?
Well, we haven't done anything too out there because there's been so many just mass market snacks and interesting stuff. But one thing that was disgusting were we got these beef jerky breakfast sausage links. And they didn't sound good, but you couldn't really look in the bag. And then when you open the bag, I don't know if you guys ever remember like sausages for dogs.
Yes.
Oh, man, no.
Oh man, these smelled the exact same as them, and they tasted them. It was gross. And then on the bag, they have the nerve to recommend that you microwave them for 10 seconds. So I did that, and when you do it, like all the oil starts to fester out of it. It looked like, you ever seen The Fly? It looked like, you know when Jeff Goldblum puts his monkey in the teleporter? It looks like what came out on the other end.
Oh my god!
Oh man!
Oh my god!
It's like a Cronenberg creature just.
I was laughing at your newest episode where you tried Big Gay ice cream, and you said the clerk at the store made a big deal about it when they were ringing you up.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I'm buying this thing and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take it to the self checkout, but they're all closed, and I think the workers at my particular supermarket do it so they don't fire them all and they keep them around longer, because these things seem to break down way more often than they should. The self checkouts.
Yes.
But I go up to her and she's making a big deal out of this Big A ice cream and what's in the bag. And you kind of had to play along with it, because at my particular supermarket, they employ all these different people with special needs, and the cash register was, she had special needs. So
yeah, you can't be mean. You can't be mean at that point. Oh.
Yeah, because then people are gonna, like, anyone with an earshot is gonna be like, look at that mean gay dude buying, his ice cream, yelling at
that angry gay guy. Yeah, you don't want to give them a bad name.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, whoever, if they already want to lean that way, they're gonna be like, yeah, gay people are mean to the mentally retarded, and that's that's not true. No. But she gets excited about everything. It just so happened that it happened to be a little busy in there, in the Big A ice cream.
It sounded great, though. You said it was like a blueberry pie. It had pie crust. It had blueberries in it. Like, it sounded so good. So good.
Yeah, it really was, because they had the pieces in there, but they also had the fresh blueberries and a swirl, but none of it was artificial. Sometimes you get, like, Breyers or something, and it'll be just corn syrup dyed purple, and that's supposed to be blueberry.
Yeah.
Ingredients. So it was nice, and it wasn't like Ben and Jerry's, where, like, Ben and Jerry's, I feel like they put too much shit in the pint.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. You don't even get to, like, enjoy the Heath bar, or if you get the Heath bar, it's like hard as shit because it's been in your freezer. So this was nice because they don't overcrowd it. Like, it's decent ice cream, so you actually get to enjoy that.
That's cool. Who makes that? Is that just like their own company?
Yeah, I guess there's some company in Brooklyn. I was listening to when I was prepping for the show, I was listening to some interviews with them and how this company came to be. And I guess it was some gay dude in I think it was Brooklyn. And I forget what he was like, did bassoon or something. But when he was middle-aged, a friend of him asked me if he wanted to buy an ice cream truck. So he started an ice cream business. And then he was like, yeah, a middle-aged guy selling ice cream. It sounds kind of gay.
That was the clip you played, because you guys played the clip. I couldn't tell if that was one of you guys or who it was. Yeah, but he's like, yeah, I drove around in an ice cream truck in Brooklyn or Manhattan, and it's kind of gay.
And it's hard not to love it, especially when you see the guy's interview. It's like, it's really cool that you admit that, and you're like that self-aware about it. And the packaging itself, it's so kitschy, and I like anything that goes directly at your face. It's not afraid to be what it's going to be, and it calls attention to it.
Yeah. I agree. That's super cool. And I heard was it you, Dooner, or was it your co-host? One of you guys will eat cereal as a snack, and one of you guys was way against it, because I will do that. I
used to do it too. Yeah.
I'll eat the Cinnamon Toast Crunch dry.
You just pull the bag out and just fucking reach your hand in there.
Golden grams are my favorite.
Yes, that's another good one.
Yeah, I was the one who said I was surprised that he didn't indulge in eating dry cereal. It's usually for me like a late night snack when I don't prepare anything, but I don't really want milk either.
And my kids are like wanting breakfast, and I'm like, I don't know, somebody must have broke in and ate all your cereal, guys. I don't know what happened to that stuff, but let's have some bread. Let's have bread.
Well, you got to get to some of the cereals first, like Lucky Charms, for example, because what the kids will do is just take all of the marshmallows out of it, and then the regular cereal pieces get dumped back in the box. So by the time I get to it, there's no marshmallows left.
Oh yeah, that's terrible without the marshmallows. Definitely.
It's just Cheerios.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually kind of wisened up, and they've made it now. They have another version with Frosted Flakes, so at least you got a halfway decent cereal in there along with the marshmallows.
That's what they've always needed to do. Have some cereals gone away? Because I forget when I worked years ago, and I thought I saw is Alphabet still around? But one of them.
Oh, I haven't seen that in forever.
One of those big ones, maybe that one.
It might be Alphabets, yeah.
It just wasn't around anymore, because they went all healthy at one point.
But then Alphabets was just like Cheerios shaped like the alphabet.
Sugary.
Right? Yeah, well, they had regular Alphabets, and then they had frosted Alphabets.
Oh, that's the ones I remember. Yeah, then. Maybe they're the ones that are. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like they're going healthier with cereal.
Yeah, I know there's definitely like generic alphabets, but the thing I miss the most is they don't give you anything in them anymore. There's no toy or any prize in there.
Yes.
Download an app or some BS like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember back in the day, you guys probably remember too, is Cracker Jacks used to have prizes in them.
Yeah,
and I used to
little
fucking love
plastic,
that.
like dinosaurs
yeah,
and
you'd
shit,
get a
man.
box of Cracker Jacks.
Or like
get
a,
a little.
a book of tattoos or something.
Yeah.
Whatever it was in them.
Yep.
Cracker Jack. And that's what I want to ask you too, Dooner. I don't know. You're in Boston, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Do you guys have Drake's up there? Because like
Counter with Drake's.
Drake's is kind of like Hostess, and I don't know how far they go, but like
They own them, Hostess.
they do own them now, but still, I think Drake's is only like a Jersey, like New York, Connecticut thing, and they make this one snack called Funny Bones.
Oh, yeah.
Which are, dude, I could eat a box in a sitting. They're like a chocolate cake filled with peanut butter, like real peanut butter, and covered in like a chocolate, like, I don't know, casing. They're so good. They're so good.
So like the devil dogs too.
Almost like a devil dog, but not as dry. Like,
Yeah, devil dogs are dry as fuck.
yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. See, I live in Boston, but I grew up for 6 years of my life in Staten Island, New York.
Okay.
My dad's originally from New York, and he worked in New York and Boston. So when I was a kid, I would move back and forth between Massachusetts and Staten Island. And I have cousins who live over in Freehold, Jersey. I don't know how close that is to where you guys are, but
About
I'm
40
familiar with the
minutes.
terrain. I've definitely had the Drakes before.
Oh, weren't they like some of the better like snack foods? I thought like they kind of even are still like better than Hostess. Like Drake's, I don't know.
I never even heard of Drake's.
Really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
never heard of Drake's.
I remember my mom used to buy them, like, and they also came as when I was a kid, like you said, the prize, like they came with like baseball cards.
Really? Oh,
Like,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That you would cut out of the box, like so, like yeah, they I don't know why they were just extra cool to me, extra cool.
Yeah, you don't get anything free anymore. But
Yeah.
but even when you didn't, like back in the day, they had like Bazooka. You'd open it up, and it would say if you got X amount of points, you could send in for like the X-ray specs or some
Yes.
sea monkeys or something like that. You remember that? You'd save up
Sea
points.
monkeys.
Bazooka
yeah.
Joe is awesome. too.
Yeah.
They had the little comics in
Comics
it.
in them, yes.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I was listening to, I don't know if you guys ever listen to the podcast How Stuff Works, but they just had one on sea monkeys, and it turns out like the guy who made sea monkeys was some sort of like white nationalist.
Yeah, he was a Nazi sympathizer. But the kicker, the kicker. I saw this documentary, but the kicker of it was the guy was actually part Jewish. He was like
But what was he pushing with the sea monkeys?
Yeah.
He was.
Like, how did they play into that?
He was
How did they help
funding-
get rid of
He was funding other things that he was doing.
He had his hand in many
Right.
He
was like, they're not gonna fund my genocide plans.
Nice, it's all nice.
These little fishies. They
Buy the
got
little
this.
sea sperms. What are they? What actually is a sea sperm?
Like
It's a sea
brine
monkey.
shrimp, I think.
They
Yes.
started out as an ethnic cleanser, as you guys mentioned, but it turns out they're just like some hybrid of brine shrimp, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you say they started out as an
As an
ethnic?
ethnic, yeah, but they didn't.
That's what he's trying to develop, and he accidentally happened upon the sea monkey.
He was
yeah.
like, what was he gonna do?
What's all these
Like,
kids?
he was
Kids will
gonna,
love
he was
this.
gonna like poison the water supply with these fucking.
They were gonna try to snort them or something. They were gonna do injections. They were gonna. They didn't work except for sea monkey.
This guy was literally like he was a self-loathing Jewish guy. Like,
Really?
It's such a sad story though. Like they, let's not weep for the white nationalists. But what happened is they had a deal. For some reason, it's really proprietary. However these sea monkeys are made, there was only one person who knew how to make it. It was this family.
Wow.
And they did a licensing and packaging deal with this company called Big Bad Toys or Big Something Toys. But either way, the company eventually the Big Bad Toys just took sea monkeys from them and stopped using like the real official sea monkeys and just started using Chinese knockoff sea monkeys. So they have Chinese knockoffs, and yeah, the widow is like, I don't know, they've been bleeding her dry in court.
Oh no, they're still fighting for sea monkey rights. You can't fight the Chinese. There's a lot of them, bro. Trust me, there's lots of Chinese people.
You know.
Oh,
Did you
jeez.
guys ever have sea monkeys as a kid? They're one of those like super disappointing things, but I think almost every kid had a little sea monkey terrarium at some point.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I think one of my kids, we did it once, and yeah, like they were dead in like an afternoon. Like they
They had
were
a little
just...
microscope thing. You could like, put them and you see them swimming around.
Yeah, it's like when your kid asks for a betta fish. Like, don't get a betta fish or a gull. It's just gonna die, and your kid's gonna be sad.
Yes. Oh man. Dooner, can you tell us what your next episode is gonna be? What snacks are you gonna try? Or is that top secret?
No, we usually actually record 2 at once. So I have one already in the kitty. I just gotta edit it, and it's all about these nuts, man. We got some interesting nuts going on.
Oh,
I got nuts.
Good nuts.
I love corn nuts. Are they considered a nut?
Yeah, they're done on there. And whenever I hear corn nuts, I was joking to my co-host at the time. You ever see the movie Heathers?
Yes, I love that movie.
When they poison that chick, she crashes through a table, and the first thing they say is corn nuts.
Yes. Shannon Doherty's in that. That is a classic fucking movie.
Yeah, sure. Is that, they try to do. I don't know if they have like all these modern teenage movies now because I'm not really in that demographic, but I'm pretty sure they haven't made another Heathers.
Oh my God! Fucking this is it Slater, Christian Slater, and who else in that?
Christian Slater.
Oh my God!
Slater.
Yeah, that is yeah. No, I don't think that's ever been replicated in a movie.
Well, the Gen X Queen was in there too. Winona Ryder. She was the girl, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes. Holy crap! It's been a long time. What does Slim have? Slim has like nuts. He just has.
Got natural.
He has a healthy
mixed
snack.
nuts.
We don't like him. Like, cut his mic.
I have a Planter's Nutrition. It's a heart nutrition. It's a heart healthy mix. It's got peanuts, almonds, pistachios, pecans, walnuts, hazelnuts, with a touch of sea salt.
They sound good.
That's really all nuts need is just some salt. On this episode, for example, one of the ones that I got just because it sounded interesting, but I knew it'd probably be awful, was Bloody Mary flavored nuts.
Ooh. Yeah.
It tastes like if you took Bloody Mary mix and turned it into like a concentrated powder and just dumped some nuts and shook it up.
Oh.
It's really strong. Yeah, it's way too overpowering, and it's got like an aftertaste of like celery salt that just hangs out in the back of your throat.
Oh man, I hate celery.
I was gonna ask your opinion too, Dooner, on the Oreos, because like I feel like so many times they fail the Oreo flavors.
Yeah, one of our first shows was on the mystery ones, and that ended up just being Fruity Pebbles with like a chocolate Oreo on top.
Yeah.
I think I've had like apple pie, a couple others, but
that I've heard is so good.
I feel like Hydrox has like pulled ahead, and Trader Joe's has these Jozos. Those to me are also much better than the Oreos.
Wow, that's surprising. Yeah, like I figured like as far as their cookies went, they were the best. We had a few weeks ago we had the hazelnut filled vanilla Oreos. They were great.
I haven't got to those ones yet. Are you like a regular guy or a double stuff guy?
I was making my own double stuff out of those. Like, yeah, I like the double stuff.
Okay. Do you eat it all as one, or do you take the top off, you lick the cream out?
I take the top off, I eat the tops, and then I put the two with the cream together, and then I eat that.
That's a good way to go. We had these Dunkin' Donuts Oreos that they had out here.
Whoa.
I don't know if they made their way up to Jersey.
I don't know.
Dunkin' Donuts is so huge here, and I know Massholes always buy it, so I think they might just test market my area with this stuff.
What's a Dunkin' Donuts?
A chicken and a biscuit Oreo. We took the coffee filling, the Dunkin' Donuts filling, put it between two chicken and a biscuits. Surprisingly, really good.
It
actually sounds good. Like I would eat that. Yeah.
Holy crap.
I love fucking biscuits.
Chicken biscuits.
Yeah. Wow.
Chicken and waffles kind. They had a chicken and waffles potato chip.
Yes.
The flavor thing.
Yeah, some of those. What were besides that one? Some of those, like I think
there was a Euro or Gyro or whatever.
Gyro.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that, the Gyro one.
Yeah, I like that.
But there was one before that. I think mac and cheese or something. Some of them are really good. The fan.
What about the one all dressed up? It's like their number one selling in Canada.
In Canada?
Canada, yeah. It's
I don't know.
Canadian one.
Yeah, all dressed up is like there's some kind of weird seasoning that is only exists in Canada.
And it's actually really good on
Yeah.
potato chip. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, it's barbecue, salt and vinegar, I think sour cream, and they got one other thing on there. Ketchup, I think, like ketchup seasoning. Because ketchup used to be the biggest flavor in Canada. And I guess these all dressed took over.
Wow, because that reminded me of hers. They make a ketchup chip that I love, and a lot of my friends didn't even like that one. But hers makes a ketchup chip that I just fucking cannot buy.
I
It's
couldn't
so
get
good.
into the ketchup one. Couldn't get into it.
I love it. I love it.
A lot of people seem to be repulsed by the ketchup, but if you think about like French fries and like every other type of fried potato, you stick in ketchup.
Just drown it. Just drown. I love ketchup on eggs. I love ketchup on a lot of stuff. Like hot dogs. A lot of people think that's weird to put ketchup on, but I love it on a hot dog.
I've always seen people put ketchup on hot dogs.
Yeah, I think I've heard too. That's more of a Jersey thing than anywhere else.
I've always seen people
if you're in the wrong neighborhood, you might get made fun of for using ketchup. I don't know. There's like jokes and movies about it where I've never been made fun of for using ketchup.
Nah, I don't even care. You can make fun of me. I'm eating that shit. Dooner, we have to wrap this up, dude, but thank you. Thank you so much for talking to us, man. I can't believe it flew so fast.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great rest of the show.
You too. Where can everybody find you?
Snackmastersinc.com, or just look up Snackmasters Inc. on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere podcasts are consumed.
Absolutely. It's a fun show, and it's probably about a half hour, right?
Yeah, it's 30 minutes or less every episode.
Yup, so it's definitely worth the listen. Thank you so much, brother.
All right, have a good night, guys.
You too.